I've gone through a lot of very interesting challenges, and some of the biggest fights I had was when I was trying to get off the grid. I ran food independence, and one message that I was always trying to push was that food independence and growing food, not lawns, that the scarcity was a lie, that abundance was very easy and very possible. And the fights I had was against the governments, mostly local police departments. I mean, they had the fire trucks and police and everything coming to my house. Then I was calling them about terrorism and murder attempts, and they ignored me. So I'm like, you're coming to my house for gardens and other things, and it was ridiculous. But when I moved away from Vancouver and really went to push this even further, I had solar panels, and the well was done, and it really was my goal to get as far from the grid as I could, which I thought was something I could teach others to do as well. And it's still a beautiful belief that in our ability to become food independent is more strength, because you could have fruit trees in every yard. You could have an abundance that really should be there, but the scarcity is how they ruin us. The traps of Satan, the tricks of everything, are the scarcity run world where everyone's chasing the carrot, chasing their debt, always worried about everything else that shouldn't be even a concern, because it's a lie. Here's something else too. I reached out to what seems to be a very good man, and I've really enjoyed his posts in the past. And his name is Santos Bonacci, and Bonacci. Now, it was a little flavorful at first, and then I said that I was going to go back on the vegetarian diet. And I've gone completely the opposite way too. I was a full carnivore at one time, but out of scarcity and concern, and I was being poisoned. So I was just desperate to find out what was the poison and how I was suffering so much. I tried every different health way there was, including I was vegan at one time as well. But I didn't realize that some of the problems were that I was really being poisoned, and they were poisoning my food, my alcohol. They were even putting drugs in drugs that I used, and the people that were injecting themselves into my lives as well were very toxic. So whenever I quit drinking, then all of a sudden people would show up, and I was like, why is it there's people trying so desperately to get me drinking with them? And they were never around when I was drinking. So, that could be explained in other ways too, because I've said this to a few of these people. I can't stand them when I'm sober. And the only way I could hang out with idiots like this is if I was drinking, because alcohol will turn you also into an idiot. I'm sorry, but it does. It lowers your ability to consider truths and things, and you would let toxic people into your life that you would never let in otherwise. So the Satan wants you drinking. He wants you on drugs. Anyway, being a vegetarian, so I messaged Santos, and I said, that I was considering being a vegetarian again. It got a little bit hostile, and I understand the hostility too, because animals, you see the pain and suffering and the fear as they go into slaughter and stuff. Those are very human expressions. These are animals that know they're going to be killed, and it's very painful to see it, because you're, as an empath, I experience this quite a lot too. Is you see, you can feel their pain, but it's more than that. There's insights that are beyond just the expression of these animals. You really know that they're scared to death, and death is coming. And so, for a long time, everything seemed counter to what should be a truth, and I couldn't understand that why it was okay that God has us living on other living animals and beings, essentially like people, and it is painful. And it was always like I was a vegetarian before, and for much of my teen and adult years, I was. And I said to him, I was thinking to do it again, and I'm going to. Like it's a decision that I have made. I'm just trying to consider what to do with all the animal products and meat I have. I'll consider it, but here's the thing: that's a tough consideration. But what isn't tough is to say, like, yeah, being a vegetarian, a vegan is consciously a lot easier, and all the decisions in my life are simple. If it's good, you'll know it's good, and I cannot see how you can make a mistake being extra good and extra kind. And not killing animals to eat seems like an extra good and extra kind way to be. And so I'm not saying people are going to hell for eating animals. I'm not. I guess I'm of the opinion that there are things I know and things that I don't know. But as I learn, and I do expand in my learning of what things are and are not, is that as within the Bible, many parables and stories that are actually not quite literally the story that is being told. Jesus full on even says it, because essentially to tell everyone is not the way to go. It's to tell the people with the eyes to see and the ears to hear, meaning good-hearted people. And I believe that I am a man of with a good heart, close to God, and I want to help others to find this in life as well, to be good and kind. And I can't see any error in being that's going to mean you don't kill an animal to eat your have a meal at the expense of another life. I see that it's a mistake to do it. And, living in northern Canada, I guess some of us maybe are born into situations because we don't have the same consequence or soul with back decisions. His opinion of it was that they're bad. They're bad people, and they're reborn into bad situations. And, ironically, there is some situations that suggest that this could be the case, but moving to a nice warm climate to be a vegetarian, that may be also a smart way to go. And if you can and you can't afford it, then it's a good choice as well. And I do not see wrong in making good choices. And this seems to be a good choice. And love and good choices, love wins. And truth is also of love. Thank you very much.